This video looks on how to calculate a firm's profit. While accountants have a more sophisticated view of profit, this video takes a rather simplistic view to illustrate the profits of the firm in the short run. The formula for the profit is total revenue minus total cost. Sometimes total revenue is abbreviated TR and total cost is abbreviated TC. While accountants have a more sophisticated view of profit, this video will take a rather simplistic view to illustrate the profits of the firm in the short run. The formula for the total profit is total revenue minus total cost. Sometimes total revenue is abbreviated with TR and total cost is abbreviated with TC. Here's a table representing the firm's revenues, the price of the printer, and the costs of the firm. Let's take a minute to review the structure of the table. The first column represents total production. The second column represents the price of the product. The third column represents the total revenue, which is price times total production. Next column represents the total cost. Next column represents the short run average revenue. The next column represents the short run marginal revenue. And the final column is the total profit. In this video, we will calculate the firm's total profit. To make this easier, we're going to only look at the first three rows of the table. The first step is to write down the formula. The formula is total revenue minus total cost. Next, locate total revenue in the table and total revenue in the formula. Notice that 0 is the first total revenue in the table. Next, substitute or replace the total revenue in the formula with 0. Next, locate the total cost in the table and the total cost in the formula. Notice that this is that 10 is associated with the total cost in the table. Next, replace or substitute total cost in the formula with 10. Next, subtract 10 from 0 or do the calculation 0 minus 10. The result of the calculation of 0 minus 10 is minus 10. That is, the firm has lost money. Next, transfer the answer into the first row of the table. If you're feeling comfortable with the process, you might want to try to do the next step by yourself. If you want to try the next step yourself, pause the video and write down the next step of the process on a sheet of paper. Otherwise, just continue watching the video. The first step of doing the next row is to write down the formula, total revenue minus total cost. If you're feeling comfortable with the process, you might want to try to do this next step by yourself. Otherwise, just continue watching the video. Next, locate the total revenue in the table and total revenue in the formula. Notice that 7 is the total revenue in the second row of numbers on the table. Next, substitute 7 in for the total revenue. If you're feeling comfortable with the process, pause the video and try to do the next step on your own. Next, locate the total cost in the table and the total cost in the formula. Notice that the total cost of 1 unit is 15. If you're feeling comfortable with the process, take a minute and pause the video and try to do the next step on your own. Substitute 15 into the formula for total cost. If you're feeling comfortable with the process, please pause the video and try it on your own. Otherwise, just continue watching. Next, subtract 15 from 7 or do the calculation 7 minus 15. If you're feeling comfortable with the process, take a minute and pause the video and try it on your own. Seven minus 15 is minus 8. So the total profit is minus 8, and the firm is still losing money. If you're feeling comfortable with the process, you might want to try the next step by yourself by pausing the video and working it out on a sheet of paper. Next, transfer the minus 8 onto the table when the total production is 1. You might try this next one completely on your own. So pause the video if you're feeling comfortable and try to do the calculation on your own. Otherwise, just continue watching. The first step for calculating the total profit for the two units of production is to write down the formula for calculating the total profit. Next, locate the total revenue in the table and in the formula. Notice that the total revenue for 2 units of production is 14. Next, substitute 14 into the formula for total revenue. Next, locate the total cost in the table and in the formula. Notice that 18 is associated with the total costs for producing 2 units of the good. Next, substitute 18 into the formula for total cost. Next, subtract 18 from 14, or do the calculation 14 minus 18. After subtracting 18 from 14 or doing the calculation 14 minus 18, we get an answer as of a minus 4. Our firm continues to lose money. Next, transfer the profit for the total production of 2 goods into the third row of the table. In this case, we are going to put minus 4 into the total profit column. You might want to take a few minutes and pause the video and complete the table on your own. Here is what the answers to the calculations. In this video, you learned the definition of the total profit in the short run. 2, you learned the formula for calculating the total profit in the short run, which is total revenue minus total cost. Finally, you learned the procedure to calculate the total profit in the short run using the formula total revenue minus total cost.